Hey folks, welcome in. Today I want to talk to you about something. Nooch started this free-to-play Java account 8 months ago, and I think he's on week 37, 38. This video, that sounds like more like 9 months, and I agree with that because it says here that this video was streamed June 7th, 23, which would be 8-9 months ago. So it's almost 9 months. But he's at 37 weeks, which you think, you could do the 4 times 9, that would be 36, but it's not quite there. And I was like thinking about starting another account, and I'm like, well, this would take me in a direction that I hadn't done before. And but since he put this out there. He's put a lot of things that I was already thinking about out there, such as the assault battle video, which I've referenced the number of times. And then today he came out with a couple of days ago he came out with a, what was it, fleet farming guide or something? Let's see if I can find it real quick. It's probably on his page. Here, it was this one. It was this one on free-to-play fleet success, where he says the best way to do it is to go for, he obviously talks about having the Jewish ships, which is what I started my thing with. But then he's like, because he uses it, talking about his Java rush, but he's like, if I were doing this, I would go finish the Vulture Droid, and in his farming, he talks about how he's going for Iden, because he's got to get the Vulture Droid, and then he talks about Quill for the TIE Bomber, and but he's like, if I were doing this, and I wanted to clean out, and I wanted to climb to the time to climb it and stay there, that he would beeline the Executor, which I've tried to do, but you guys have seen I haven't had enough discipline just to stay on target. I want to keep doing all these other rabbit trails. But then I've also heard Captain Amazing talk about how good Java is, and I've not done the Java bonus event, and so I'm trying to figure out how do I balance all three of these things. How do I balance out a farm that takes care of assault battles, because I think they are greatly undervalued. Nobody talks about them. They're just mentioned in passing. Nooch is the only one who I've heard recently talking about assault battles, and I want to see if there's anything there. But also, I don't want to neglect the impact that Ship Arena has, that Fleet Arena has, and I do want to do. Is it viable for me to do a straight Executor rush, or what do I, and then go to Java, and what do I do first? Do I build the assault battle teams first? Because that seems logical. That I would try to build. Obviously, I don't think the Inquisitors are highly free to play accessible. I think they're a thing you work on down the road. They're maybe the last assault battle team that you work on, especially free to play. They're probably the last free to play team that you work on. And I would say that you're probably, I want to say that CLS is one of the first, but I mean, getting CLS himself is very easy. Getting Han is easy. Getting 3PO and Chewie are easy. getting Chewbacca is a little more challenging because you can't. It's not like you can plug and play bounty hunters. You have to have a certain makeup of bounty hunters. And then I think, but then I think the most hardest part about getting that team together is obviously the Ewoks. At least until they get Nisa accelerated. At least until they get Nisa accelerated proper. So it's like, how do I balance that? How do I balance all of that? Ah, crap. Sorry about that. I thought this was right on the backdrop, but this is my level 59, almost level 60. It was originally supposed to be a job rush, but it's not much of one because we're only level 59. And you'll see. I'm about 3.5 weeks in. I'm trying to follow Nooch as closely as you can. I've not watched his week 4 video. I'm trying to catch up with his week 3. I'm a little behind still. But here's the roster. 129. We have Geo Soldier at 7 stars. We have Cad Bane at 7 stars. We have Boba at 6. We have Tarkin at 6. We have Soldier at 4. Boosh, who's been accelerated. She's a bounty hunter, but she's also on the job team. So I'm counting her as a bounty hunter, even though she's for the job. Veers, Iden, Dwight, Grief, who this Mando team that I've been raving about how hard they are. They could be a really good starting. They could be a really good starting. If we went that way, and that's kind of what I'm using them for, is a starting Republic team. They're a little bit. I'm only 2 Queel's node. I've started farming him, but we're not Takara's node. But this could be the team going forward. We could go. We could just leave Boosh here where she is, and we could pick up the full Mando team and go Mando, Grief, IG, Queel, Kara, and that could be our initial Republic team, and that could get us to BAM, obviously, in a couple months, in probably 3 or 4 months, because I'm only, like I said, 3.5 weeks into this farm. And so what we could do is we could make the daily farm be Veers, Iden, Moff Gideon, Dark Trooper, Piet when we get to him for Dark Side, and then Light Side we can make it Grief and BB, Grief and 11, IG 11, Mando, Queel, and Kara. Could be our Light Side farm. And that would be very difficult, a very different departure, because that leaves the CLS team. But it's like we will need this. We can shift pretty quickly into a because this this Mando team gives us 2 of the bounty hunters that we're going to need. I already have Cad Bane. I'm on the way to Boba. I can pick up IG, but I think he's in Fleet Arena. I think he's in whatever arena, whatever shop. Is it the Galactic War Store? Is that where IG is? Where is IG? Is he in the squad arena? Yeah, he's in the squad arena. So we could theoretically go into him until we finish Tarkin, which we're a few days from finishing Tarkin, so we could go right into IG. Was probably not a bad idea. Which would of course mean that the only other bounty hunter we would need would be Boba, which would be Bosk, and then we would, we would have to pick up Dengar, but that could be short order, and we could be into, and we can have the, the stuff for, to go and get Chewie, long term. But, right here, if we keep working with troopers, we will definitely have, especially if I end up getting Stark. Now, there is a thing about this account, and that is that I'm in an extremely low guild. And I wish we were doing the Sith raid, but we're not. We're not doing heroic. They did Rancor pit, like not very high Rancor pit, and I got, the raid reward was like 1,600 tier 1 currency, and it's like, you can see it's 36 million. It's not very high at all. So if you happen to have a guild that I can get into, I would, maybe it's necessary for me to wait until I get to 65 to switch, so I can actually contribute in TV, whether that's Hoth or Geo or Hoth. Ideally, I would like to start in Hoth, and go from there. But I want to really try to put on is to try to figure out, okay, how do we build a free to play account with assault battle teams. And obviously, the first stop we need to do is going to be Imperial Troopers. So that's going to mean I'm going to be taking Veers and Stark both to a G3 and Relic 3, and I'm going to end up taking Dark Trooper all the way to R5 for there. And then as far as another assault battle team, I have no idea. I don't right now, because CLS is logical, but I mean the Ewoks at least until, because Wicket is so late, and he's so hard of he's kind of a hard farm. I mean, what I'm thinking about is on the account, on Nooch's thing, he finished by, then I think he went back to Kylo Unmasked, because he was dead set on having that Executrix fleet for when he hit level 78, and he made it, and it works brilliantly. And maybe that's what I'll do, is maybe I'll go back and get Kylo, and then we definitely need to hit Chirpa and get Chirpa done. Wicket, Logray, and whoever else, Poplo, are easy to get. I just need to get to a better guild. So that's what I need to find, is I need to find a better guild that I can get into that's starter, but is still doing Sith Heroic, because I have 2 7-star characters, so I can contribute, at least get rewards in Heroic. So if there happens to be one out there for me that I can get into, that's what I want to do, because I want to get Stark and Sunfuck, and then immediately after that, go into the Ewoks and get them going. Probably, I want to get them done before I worry about Han, before I worry about Kenobi. Just get the Ewoks, the 7 stars, get them out of the way, so that we don't have to worry about them later. But anyway, that's the plan. I really want to try to balance assault battle. Let's get a few assault battle teams established. Let's get Executrix, then let's go after Java. That's the idea for the account. Let me know what you think. I think I don't know how long it's going to be, but I want to try to streamline it and do this as fast as we can. Let me know what you think. Let me know if there's a guild, and hit me up if you want to know my ally code. I'll show it to you. It's right here. It's 122652. Sorry about the girl. 291. Once again, that ally code is 652 291. Yeah, let me know. This is something that I'm really interesting to do, because I think it can be done, and I think it can be really good, and I think it can be a new way if we just let's go get 2 or 3 assault battle teams, then let's go, and then while we're doing that, let's do Executor, then roll right into Jabba. And the thing about the Executor thing is that is after I get Executor, I want to hoard tickets. I want to hoard crystals, and that is going to be the sticking point to this. Is I really want to be able to hoard crystals for a couple months, and then the next time that rolls around, just go straight from 4 to 7, so it can be done. And that's going to be the biggest challenge. So if you're up for it, if you have a guild, if you're willing to help me out, that'd be great. I could use some big allies. I could use, if you have a GL to help me get through some of this stuff, it'd be great. But let me know. Let me know what you think. Thanks so much, and we'll talk to you next time. Until then, hold the line. I'll see you then. Bye.